Don't tell a random person you don't know.
You just met her, dude.
Oh,
she's drunk is the problem.
Yep.
I'm uncomfortable with this.
You're so amazing. You're like my best friend.
You're Lola right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm like full. I'm so full. I feel kind of gross, honestly.
No one cares.
I'm not going to leave that in there. Don't be rude. Is she the That's a great segue because today, I'm going to leave that in now. No. Today, we're doing a bunch of Am I the
Am I the for not caring that my husband is full on toast?
Well, you saw. You tell us. No. Well, anyway, hi.
Hi.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Ashley.
Okay, this is Memory Ash. My eye's twitching. Ow, it hurts.
We're married.
What have you done to me?
Stop it.
My eye is twitching. It hurts.
I haven't done anything to you.
Probably just burst a vessel.
That's not my fault.
No, I'd be pretty out of character if that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow, that was weird.
Okay. We're married, and we are going to read Relationship Am I the Assholes today.
And then, well, have you read these before, or you just found them?
I skimmed them. I was basically looking for ones that appeared to be about people in relationships.
Okay.
And then that a lot of people had commented on.
So it's not all the time, but you'll pretty frequently, we'll be laying in bed and you'll be like reading it to me and you'll ask me if I'm the asshole. We're usually on the same page.
Yeah, usually.
So we'll see.
Sometimes not, though.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
We're usually on the same
page. And then please feel free to share your opinions on who the asshole is in these readouts.
Yeah. I do have one that is actually the one that I want to start with, and it's not an Am I the Asshole, but I'm going to turn it into an Am I the Asshole. So this person posted this on a different Reddit board, but it might as well be an Am I the Asshole in my opinion. So, it's the one that I want to talk about first.
Also, if you enjoy this at all, then please like and subscribe. Legitimately, it really helps us if you do either of those things. If you are enjoying it, it'll help us continue making content like this. So it kind of just lets us know what to keep doing. And please let us know in the comments, if you like this, if you want to see us do other things.
Yeah.
Open suggestions.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe disclaimer though. It's also it's just our if we don't agree, it's okay. It's just our opinions over hypothetical situations.
You're too afraid of people getting mad.
I'm afraid. I don't like when they get mad. Okay,
right.
It's fine if you. It's fine. It's fine if you get.
These
mad.
are on the internet because they're
on the line. Okay.
All right.
They're online.
Let's go.
So this one is a personal write-in. Okay, by Green Waterways 1482. This was posted 19 days ago to Reddit, and I'm going to read it for you now. Okay, so enjoy
dramatic fashion.
Yeah, enjoy this dramatic reading. Okay, the title is I made the mistake of asking my wife for an open marriage, and I regret it.
Already the asshole. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, I feel like a complete idiot here. My wife and I have been married for 19 years. We get this. We've been together for 18 years?
Yeah.
18 years. We have one child. Our daughter moved out this summer after she enlisted in the armed forces. I love my wife, but I felt like the spark was gone from our lives. I didn't want to divorce her, so I proposed an open marriage. She was upset initially, but eventually she agreed. Like I said in the title of the post, I made a mistake. I've learned that just because I wasn't as attracted to my wife as I was when we got married doesn't mean other men would feel the same.
He's the asshole. I'm just gonna tell you right now, he's the asshole.
Okay. My wife has so many men and dates. She doesn't know what to do with them all. Meanwhile, it's the opposite for me. Not only that, but after my wife agreed to an open marriage, I asked a woman who was a colleague of mine out on a date. Bad idea. I was a manager at my job, but I wasn't her manager. Dude,
this is so fucking problematic.
We worked in completely different divisions, and our work had nothing to do with each other's jobs.
There's too much care being taken to be like, I'm not her manager. I'm not her manager.
He already
it's okay.
knows. People have probably already told. Well, yeah, I think he knows. But even though I wasn't her manager, and I am in an open marriage, she complained to her manager. And showed HR my messages. I lost my job.
My fucking Christ.
All right, we're almost done. I told my wife I wanted to close our marriage again because I was an idiot for suggesting it in the first place.
He got burned.
She said no. She's happy with how things are. It's killing me when I know she's with other men. My brother called me a moron when I told him and said expecting my wife to look like she did when she got married made me a dunce. He even went so far as to say she takes good care of herself and is in great shape for 44. She just doesn't look 20. He had the nerve to say my wife looks better than me and I could stand to lose some weight. Okay, I love my wife and I don't want a divorce. I never wanted a divorce, which is why I proposed this in the first place. But she doesn't want to close the marriage. I'm not worried about money because we both work, but I don't want a divorce. I'm just glad my daughter enlisted in the RCAF and isn't here to see our marriage falling apart.
If I can be honest.
Yep.
Sounds fake.
Why do you think it's fake?
The way it's written, it's like, I don't know.
You think it's fake? Why?
I think there's no.
What's the
I've
motivation?
seen some of these. Well, because it just sounds like for people to click on it, like a karma farm, basically. Like people make stuff up in order to try and get like karma farms and stuff. Like people make up outrageous things. This isn't that outrageous, but there's almost like a chillness to this that I wouldn't expect given the situation. I think I would give it like a 20% chance of being a fake, 80% chance of being real, and he's the asshole.
Can we just approach it as if it's real? Can we just assume it's real, and then can we talk about it?
We'll do that with all of these. We'll just assume they're real. But just say, so we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give this 100% real rating, but I would say he's the asshole. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In every way. Are you kidding me? The lost his job. Also, I like that he lost his job, but later on he's like, we both work. Well,
he probably just works in a field where he got a new job. But if you lost your job for asking out a colleague, you did stuff that was not appropriate. Like you went over a line.
I will say HR's bullshit and problematic, but it's usually not that easy to fire people, and usually they cover up for like abusive assholes.
Absolutely.
And stuff. So
I think
chances are it was a pretty bad situation.
It sounds like he was like harassing this person. Like maybe he had reached out to her several times. She had like tried to be like, I'm not interested, and then he continued to pursue it.
Or it's one of those things where it's like you see those texts like from dudes and stuff, and then suddenly they're like, you're ugly and you're so effing beep beep beep. You know, like that's you never know. And then he's on here being like, I just asked her out. I'm not her manager. You know, fuck it.
Yeah.
Okay, asshole.
Okay.
He's the asshole because he's basically, what it sounds like to me is it's like a resource scarcity thing where he was like he didn't value his wife because he thought he could get something and she would just be like, you know, doing her own thing. And then he found out that actually tons of people wanted to date her. And so that's the number one. Even without him getting lucky or not out there in the dating world, it sounds like he would be upset anyway. I suppose even if he was dating somebody, he'd be like, yeah, but she's gone on all these dates and stuff, and he'd have some disparaging comment then. But on top of it, he couldn't find anybody. Yeah. So that's, I mean, and then so he wants to close it because he couldn't get anybody. And she could.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line for me.
I agree. I think it was like it's very egotistical of him to think that he was the only one that was going to like be able to find someone. Because also the other thing about that is it's not always about looks. Like let's say even he was more attractive than her. Like there are a lot of reasons why people do very well dating other people. Yeah. I don't know.
Sounds like a dunce. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah. And like for her to have agreed to that, it has to have been like difficult. Like obviously it wasn't like an immediate.
She was upset at first.
Yeah. Right. So you upset her, you make her feel like crap, and then when you can't have sex with your coworker, you're
who's like not your direct report, like.
Yeah. I also think, like, listen, we don't have an open relationship, so I'm no authority on open relationships. I don't know what that looks like. Sounds hard, yeah. But I'm pretty sure if you want to open it and then close it immediately because your partner has interest in them, you're not doing it for the right reasons, right?
Yeah. I think that's like Pandora's box. It's a hard door to close.
You should be doing it because you're okay with the fact that your partner might end up being with other people.
Yeah. Also, you're in an open relationship because you don't want to bang each other anymore. Like, usually, I picture, and maybe this isn't true, but I picture maybe a healthier open relationship being like, I love my partner, but I'm also, like, kind of poly or something, and I want to, like, have more experiences. Because some people are like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really like my partner that much anymore. I'm not attracted to her. I want to bang somebody else. Like, that's a recipe for disaster. There's no good happening in that situation.
Feels like what he wanted was more like him to have the freedom to do everything and then her to still be in a closed relationship with him.
Yes, absolutely. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, which sucks. So he wasn't asking, but he's the asshole.
He's the asshole.
Next. Oh, this one didn't get a lot of interest, but I feel like This one has plagued our relationship on both sides before, so
all right.
I'm going to read it, and it's short. Okay, this one was posted by Opposite Intention 13 a couple of days ago, and it's called, Am I the Asshole for Closing My Eyes While Watching a Movie? GF, I think with his girlfriend is what he means. Okay, so my girlfriend gets upset when we spend time together in bed because I often fall asleep to movies. She sees this as quality time and gets really frustrated when I close my eyes / start to fall asleep. But I don't understand. Last night we were watching a movie, and 1.5 hours in, my eyes started to droop, but I wasn't asleep.
Well, first off, most movies would be over by then. But
of that, really? I'm not sleeping. 1.5 hours?
Oh, you're right. A lot of them are 2 hours, but 1.5, you're getting
sometimes
close to the
3.
end.
You don't know. You don't know what they're watching.
What's the average movie length? Whatever. Let's keep going.
I don't know. Let's assume they're watching something
all right.
long.
Oppenheimer. They watched Oppenheimer. He fell asleep.
She went to the bathroom and kept the movie on and said I was asleep when she walked in the room. Honestly, too, she walked away while the movie was still playing, so clearly you weren't that invested in the first place. My eyes were actually just closed.
This is fucking ridiculous.
I could still hear okay.
It also feels like a joke.
I was just resting them and told her so. She got really upset.
I was just resting my eyes. This is so dumb.
She got really upset because she said I wasn't respecting her quality time and suggested we start movies earlier, sit up more, or anything so that I don't fall asleep. I don't understand why I have to accommodate her when she gets to sleep until 10 every day and I'm exhausted. She said she doesn't want to watch movies with me if she knows I'm going to fall asleep. Am I the asshole?
No. I think it would be reasonable to readjust and try and do it earlier.
Yeah, so here are the options, though. Because you can do asshole, not the asshole. They're both assholes, or no one's the asshole.
I don't really think anyone's an asshole there.
Yeah.
I think that's like a classic relationship thing where you're like, are you sleeping? No. Are you sleeping? No. And the answer is always yes. But I've been there too. I used to fall asleep really easily in the early evening, and it was for I think similar reasons, like physical jobs and stuff. Like if you're tired, you're tired. Like maybe don't do an activity where you're staring at a screen for 2 hours.
I also used to feel this way though.
Yeah.
I also used to feel like this feels like we're supposed to be spending quality time together and you're sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a long time ago. I have since realized that it's just people are tired.
Yeah. That feels like a young relationship kind of problem, honestly. Because at this point, if you fall asleep, I'm like, oh, she's tired. Like, if I fall asleep, you're like, whatever. You're going to get mad at me.
I feel like it's both for us because I feel like we equally have times when, like, we're watching someone and we'll warn each other. But if we're watching something where it's like, we are watching this together and I don't want either of us sleeping through this. So it'll be like, if you start to fall asleep, if I start to fall asleep, let's just pause and we'll pick it back up.
Yes.
You know?
You know what the bigger thing is? So we watch the movie. You're saying, we watch the movie and we're in. And if you're in, you've got to be in.
Right.
The bigger thing for us in that same category, which is sort of tangentially related, is the phone. If we talk about it though, we're like, let's put on something that's just kind of whatever. Mm-hmm. If we say that, we know it means phones. You're streaming. You're looking up. You're just you're flipping through. You're watching. You've seen the movie before.
Sure.
If you're watching either a foreign language film or something that we want to watch, we turn off everything and we will harass each other about the phones, and we'll both pull them out. I'll be looking. You'll be like, get off your phone. And I'll look over there. Get off your phone. But it's kind of agreed upon at that point.
It's mutual, I think, more now. With each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that neither of us get super mad. You'll get a little like, and then put it away, but we both do it, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, and I think we've both been in this situation where your like eyes are drooping and like you close them for longer than you were sleeping, right? But like you don't feel like you're sleeping because you're barely closing your eyes, but like you're definitely sleeping. We've both been in that spot.
Resting your eyes is the worst fucking answer.
We've both done that though, and then every time it's like your natural inclination when someone's like you're sleeping is to be like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think anyone's the asshole. Yeah. I think her wanting to have quality time together is totally reasonable.
Do something different.
And if you like want to talk about the movie later, if he's sleeping through half of it, you can't do that because he didn't experience it. So I feel like that's fine. I feel like the fact that he won't accommodate her at all is a little ridiculous.
We don't really know what else happened, though. Well, he says, no, actually does say, I don't think I should have to accommodate. Yeah. That's a little garbage. But it hasn't happened yet with what has happened up to this point. Not asshole. If he's like, no, I don't want to do anything different. I just want to like not hang out with you or fall asleep during the movie. Slight asshole, but like it's whatever. Just figure your shit out.
Also,
honestly.
like some people don't want to do the same things as you. Like if someone says to you like, "Oh, you want to play basketball? I don't want to play basketball with you." Does that make them an asshole? I don't think so. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. No one's the asshole.
No one.
Oh, that's what Reddit decided, too.
Oh,
I didn't realize that. I thought they decided not the asshole, but they decided no one was an asshole, so we're on the same page as Reddit.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not even paying attention to that.
Do you want to do a mother-in-law one?
Sure.
Okay. This person's name. All right, we have another one. It's from WeirdRub4077. They give you auto names sometimes,
I know.
though.
Yeah, and they're usually strange.
They're strange, yeah. Okay, am I the asshole for refusing to cancel my trip to Mexico because my mother-in-law feels insulted? You have a mother-in-law.
Not the asshole.
No question.
All right, let's go.
Long time a lurker, first time poster. Sorry. English is not my first language, and I'm pretty emotional. This has just happened within the past hour. For a bit of context, I, 24 female, met my fiance, 25 male, in 2021. Mother-in-law and father-in-law are alcoholics and drug addicts. With that said, let us start the first of many posts I will be making about this family. Oh, man, okay.
She's trying to spill tea. But maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
She needs support.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe she needs a support group.
This year, I just found out that my twin sister, 24 female, got diagnosed with breast cancer.
That's huge.
That is huge. We had made plans to visit my family over in Mexico to see her on the 25th to 30th of December for 5 days. His mother just called me and is now trying to get me to cancel my plans because it's not fair that we see my family more over the holidays and she feels insulted. I've not seen my family since 2020, and this will be the first time her boyfriend meets them in person. We're also planning on getting engaged while in Mexico. We're leaving tomorrow to visit his family on the 23rd and 24th of December. His mother decided to wait until the day before we leave to tell me that her plans changed. She's now hosting Christmas on the 24th to 25th and expected us to be there since we already RSVP'd yes.
Wait, RSVP'd to doing it in Mexico?
No, I think she expects them to be at Christmas, and what I think I'm understanding is that the mother-in-law initially was going to do their Christmas celebration on the 23rd and 24th.
Yeah, no, that's a different RSVP then.
You know, Christmas Eve, whatever. And then
bullshit.
And they already said they'd be there, but then she changed the dates.
No, that's a different event.
I tried yelling her the situation that we would be leaving at 6 a.m. Christmas Day to take our flight over to Mexico. She started screaming at me over the phone, telling me that I'm an ungrateful asshole and that we RSVP'd yes, so we can't change our plans now that she's been waiting just so long to see us. We live 2 hours away from her, and until recently we used to go there every weekend.
Okay.
I'm not sure what to do. My boyfriend's at work and I'm at home with our pets. I'm usually a non-confrontational person, but this has hurt my feelings. She's just insulted me once again and expecting to get her way. I don't know if I'm the asshole for making the plans with my family, but that's what she's making me feel like. While writing this post, she and her sisters began sending me nasty texts all about how I'm a horrible person for refusing to let my boyfriend see his family. And then she clarifies he's been in low contact with her for a while because she's like this.
Not the asshole. Overbearing mother-in-law, overly attached to the son that can't let him go. And I believe this lady could be awful, the one writing this. But I don't believe it from what I'm hearing. It makes perfect sense. Yeah. It's textbook, really, right?
The only thing I wonder is if, like, maybe communication was not... maybe the mother-in-law didn't realize until last minute that they were going to Mexico or something. It doesn't excuse her behavior, though.
Let me ask you. It
doesn't excuse the mother-in-law.
How do you react when somebody does something that disappoints you? Do you scream at them and nasty text them? Or do you say, oh, it's so disappointing. I'm sorry you can't make it. You know, I wish that we had known ahead of time. You don't do that. Don't fucking attack people, especially when they're going to be married to your child soon.
Yeah, that's true.
So if that's true, that mother-in-law needs help.
You're so mad at the mother-in-law?
Well, no, I mean, it sounds to me like it's a textbook, not the asshole.
Yeah, I don't think this person's the asshole either. I do think the mother-in-law is the asshole. It doesn't even matter that her sister is sick. It makes it worse that her sister is sick, right?
But we also don't know that she told the mother-in-law. So that is sort of like potentially doesn't even factor in my book.
Yeah, that's true.
It would for her emotionally, but not for the mother-in-law.
Right. But then she hasn't seen her family for several years.
That's that alone. Like we try and see my parents like once a year.
Yeah.
Or like every other year, one of us will do the traveling kind of thing. And
right.
And I mean, like that's how it is when you're far away. But like if we were gonna go visit my parents, your mom was mad because we had to skip out. Like we live in the same area as her mom.
Yeah.
Like that would be ridiculous. Like she wouldn't. Yeah. She wouldn't do that because your mother's not like that. But like that's an awful attitude.
It is a really awful.
You should know on the face value, at least if you communicate enough to understand that there hasn't been that kind of connection.
Yeah.
You should just automatically even assume it's going to happen and even like be like, no, go see your family.
Yeah.
The flip end of this is awful.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's see the update though, because I do want to know.
All right, update.
I want to know what's going on. This is a really recent. This one was today. So.
Oh.
Oh gosh, her boyfriend just came home from lunch, and apparently the mother-in-law has been spam calling him since she and I spoke. She's saying that I was the aggressor. She started her crocodile tears. Oh, man. And spun the story to make her the victim. Luckily, mother-in-law and her sisters sent me some horrible texts that I could show him. He's appalled by this behavior. We still plan on going to mother-in-law's since sister-in-law is going to watch our pets. We'd made the decision. We would stay at sister-in-law's for our visit instead of staying at mother-in-law's, even though she has taken to Facebook to call me out for stealing her son again after this holiday season. We are finally going Happy no holidays. Contact. Yeah. Thank you for all your advice. I'm glad I'm not in the wrong. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
I think at least a period of no contact on that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That she made the bed. She's got to lie in.
Well, and then I hate when people are like being really mean and then they start crying to make other people feel bad. Like,
luckily there's a paper trail.
Absolutely not. But if there wasn't,
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Crocodile tears are real.
They are real, man.
Yeah.
And especially if you have emotional pull over someone, like that's her son. Like she has a lot of emotional pull over him because she gave birth to him, you know? Yeah. So that's messed up. That is messed up. Yeah. I feel bad for this lady.
I don't even know what else to say. Yeah, I feel bad for her too. It sounds like her future partner is being pretty good about it though.
Yeah.
So good for them. I'm hoping that they can get through all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then some people in the comments are saying like don't talk to her. Like don't be the middleman. Like let your and this is true too.
Don't
like
talk to her
let your boyfriend
all.
It's his mom. Let your boyfriend deal with the mom. Like
and
that's
support
not,
him.
Sure.
Be there for him, but he's got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously not working.
Yeah.
And she has an antagonistic relationship with her already. So
that's happened with us, I think, a couple of times where it's like there's a tension between like a situation with my mom and you're like, okay, you got it, or my dad, and you're like, you got to deal with them, man.
We're all kosher now, but there have been times where I'm like, I can't really talk to them right now.
Yeah, and I understand that that's me. And then same thing with your parents.
Yeah.
It's like if there's stuff, then like you have to, or your family, like you have to deal with stuff with your family. Like I'm, like I'll listen to you. Or there have been times where I've been upset, and then I'll tell you I'm upset. For
I wouldn't expect you to get in a fight with my family if they were being mean to me or something. That sounds bad.
Yeah, definitely.
That sounds kind of unhealthy.
Okay. Refusing to speak to my husband over his Christmas plans.
Let's hear it. It's the holidays.
It's the holidays. Okay, timely. Oh, and will this be going up on Christmas?
It could.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays for those that don't celebrate Christmas.
Yep.
And here is
This is a interfaith
situation.
Yeah, this is fun. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So this was posted by Likes Butter a Lot, which is a great Reddit handle. And honestly, how did you get that? Did you set this up years ago? Like this has got to be an old, right?
Yeah, 7 years.
7 years ago, you picked that, and now no one else can, and good for you. Am I the asshole for refusing to speak to my husband over his Christmas plans? Can I say something immediately? Like, silent treatment is not often the best method.
So yeah, this could be the no contact thing, but going no contact with a spouse is a lot different than going no contact with an extended family member. I would say by that alone, possibly or probably the asshole. I like a snap judgment at first, but we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Let's get in.
I know, but can I just say something? Like for a couple minutes, saying you need space and being like, I can't talk about this right now. Okay, saying like I'm not speaking to you. I don't know.
Usually really unhealthy.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, my husband is Jewish and I am culturally Christian atheist. It's a unique cultural I didn't realize that was a culture.
I think she's saying went to Catholic school, grew up celebrating Christmas, and still celebrate with family and friends.
So she's an atheist, but she has Christian backbones.
We celebrate Christmas, but we have no attachment to the religious element of it.
Yeah, that's true. A few weeks ago, I mentioned I was getting 2 extra days off from work at the holiday, and that I thought we should use the time to start prepping the nursery. I'm 5 months pregnant, and the room needs some work, furniture and guest bed removed, sickeningly bright green walls repainted. Yeah, that does sound rough. Carpet deep cleaned. At the time, he agreed. Well, it turns out not only did he not take any additional time off himself, he has weeks and weeks of unused vacation. He's made plans to spend Christmas with his Jewish parents. They apparently invited him since he didn't get to visit on his dad's birthday or Hanukkah because of COVID in their household. I just found all this out today when I said we should start the nursery on Christmas Day since we usually visit my family on Christmas Eve and I'll be busy Saturday doing last-minute shopping and wrapping.
I'm a little confused so far. Let's just
What are you confused about?
Well, I just
He agreed to do the nursery and now he can't.
But he's like, his family he didn't get to see over Hanukkah.
He didn't take the time off and he made plans, so he's not going to be able to help. That's
it's rude. I'm not saying.
Short
yeah,
of it.
Okay, all right. Fine.
I'm floored. My husband chose to disregard our plans and spend the holiday with people who do not celebrate it, rather than his wife who does.
Just because they're Jewish doesn't mean they can't do something too. A lot of Jewish people do Hanukkah and then have a little thing. It's that same cultural sort of like if you're used to being around people that celebrate Christmas, you might do something small.
I think I'm reading this that they don't celebrate it's any other day.
Yeah, it's just like a weekend.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I gotcha.
And it would probably be a day that he would have off work then. So he didn't have to take time off. He just has it. So then they're gonna hang out together. And he wasn't planning to tell me about it.
He's weaseling. He's weaseling his way out of a conflict. That's kind of bullshit.
I already knew he struggles to ever say no or set boundaries with his overbearing parents who could have easily scheduled time Friday or Saturday before Christmas Eve or next week to gather. But this seems so beyond anything I would have expected from him. I'm starting to feel like we're not even married anymore.
Oh,
He didn't consult me on his plans for Christmas.
Depending on how long they're married, he should know that it's a big deal or not.
It doesn't sound like it's that big of a deal to her.
Could be.
They were going to work on the nursery. They didn't have Christmas plans.
I hear you. You're right. It's almost like a card being used here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it going.
Okay. He's leaving me alone that day and the next to deal with the nursery on my own. See, the problem is the nursery. The problem is the nursery
and the fact that she's 5 months pregnant. That's what I'm reading right now.
Yeah, I think so too. I've had to nag him every other week for the last 2 months to start checking out local daycares since I'm swamped at work and his workload is relatively light. He finally got info from one daycare. I've nagged him for the last 2 months to look into life insurance in consideration of the baby, but he hasn't. I'm starting to feel like I might as well be alone. He's sheepishly tried to apologize, but I won't speak to him, and I'm genuinely wondering if this relationship is coming to an end.
That sucks.
Heavy. Our anniversary was a few months ago, and the day before, he realized he double booked himself and canceled our dinner to go to his grandmother's birthday dinner. His grandma, though, who knows how many she has left, you know?
Yeah.
He never rescheduled anything for us. Am I overreacting? Am I the asshole for not being open to an apology that doesn't involve canceling plans with his parents, which I know he will not?
This one's complicated.
Oh, it is. It's so complicated.
I feel like they're two assholes. I feel like he's sort of the bigger asshole. If I had to put that on there for wishy-washy, if this is all true, then not valuing their relationship very much and just making plans with other people and not setting boundaries and kind of ignoring her while she's pregnant and trying to get ready for the baby.
The sheep behavior.
You're
not a fan of the sheep behavior.
Well, no, but he's got to be accountable for that. Yeah. Her saying, I won't talk to him and I won't accept his sort of apologies, you got to bridge the gap at some point, and refusing to speak to, I don't know how long they mean not speaking to him. If that's days, if that's weeks, that's messed up. If it's I didn't talk to him today, or the last day before I posted this, that's reasonable. So it really depends.
Mad, so she might need some time to cool down.
Yeah, and if she just got mad and posted this, and after not talking to him for one day, that's not a big deal for me. She's not really an asshole. She's kind of pissed off reasonably. If this is going on for days, she's turning herself into an asshole by not being willing to bridge that gap. It's sort of a two assholes for me, but kind of lightly and also confusing. What do you think?
I feel like this is a straw situation where, like, there was a lot of things happening.
Straw that broke the camel's back?
Yeah. Okay. Like, she has been getting progressively more frustrated over time.
Stressed at work.
Right.
He's being a little bastard.
I don't know
around.
if she's talked to him about any of this stuff, but it sounds like he's conflict avoidant, so it might be tough.
Maybe some communication would be important here.
Yeah. I feel like versus trying to end their relationship, if they're not being, like, if they haven't gone to couples therapy, maybe
try that first.
I'm not even really a huge proponent of therapy, but in this situation, it's like maybe having a third party help you.
Yeah.
Like, create a space where you can both express how you're feeling would be helpful.
There's probably a lot of legitimate feelings on both sides here.
Yeah. And having a time set aside where you can both say how you're feeling and you know you're coming there to do that could be helpful.
Have you really answered who's the asshole, though?
Are
there assholes?
This is
I think
tough.
There's some bad behavior here for sure.
I don't know. It's hard. Part of me is like, yeah, she's overreacting. Then the other part is like, dang, if he's all his time off that he had, he's not going to be able to help her.
He's not taking any time off
at
work. This whole, like, he doesn't take time off at work and he has weeks doesn't necessarily mean anything, too, because you could have weeks off at work and not be able to take it because they're, like, really, like, not a great environment for taking breaks from. It's a classic thing. Stowing up your PTO.
If he can, like, the job I work at is great. I can take time off. If I chose not to, that would be asshole behavior.
Yes, and that could be what's but that's what I'm kind of getting back to, where I'm like, they're both kind of assholes. I don't feel like I have enough, like, in writing or, like, solid information here to really judge too much.
Okay, and then we have an edit. Edit, because it's been mentioned a few times, husband's parents do not have their own Christmas Day tradition.
Okay.
We've been together several years, and he has not historically visited them. They're making up for missing Hanukkah, which they could have asked to do on several days other than Christmas.
And then knowing that their son is married to a person who celebrates Christmas and saying you should come over on Christmas. She can't go over on Christmas? Just him?
I feel like she doesn't want to.
It sounds like she doesn't want to. Maybe they're invited and she's like, no! We got to get this nursery today, Eric.
It is.
Whatever his name is. Eric. I don't know. I was going to say Paul, but it didn't feel right.
Oh, Paul. I think Paul would have been good.
All right.
Eric was fine too.
Fine,
but,
whatever.
This is still tough though, because it's like, she wouldn't really say they were going to celebrate Christmas together. She said they were going to do work on the nursery.
Yeah.
And while she is 5 months pregnant, there are several months left, likely, in the pregnancy. So the nursery stuff doesn't have to be done right now.
She's feeling a pattern of neglect, though.
Yeah, she is feeling neglected.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest issue.
Don't silent treatment people.
They just need to talk to each other. Yeah. She is kind of the asshole for silent treatmenting him and not talking to him about the individual things she's upset about.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Maybe I'm cutting him. Am I cutting him too much of a break? Do I cut you too much of breaks?
No, I don't think so.
You're like, nah, I feel good about it. Oh, she even says, I think I might need to talk to a professional on how to approach going forward. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It sounds like there's some have a come to Jesus convo with him, which feels like maybe not the greatest
maybe you guys could both come to the conversation with like things that you both feel certain. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe it could be like a meeting of the minds rather than a come to Jesus.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe.
Why not?
Just a suggestion.
Okay.
I don't know. Who am I? You know what I mean?
All right.
What do I know? Yeah. What do you think? Oh, man. I feel like I know what they're going to think. They're going to be like, you are giving that guy too much leeway. This one. Okay. This is by Trashy Rat 2. Somewhere Trashy Rat 1 exists. In Trashy Rat.
Okay.
Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend something his friend told me in private? This is a slightly complicated story. I, 24 female, will give some background first. I've been dating my boyfriend, Brad, 25M, for 2 months now. Recently, he invited me to go to a concert with him and his friends.
What concert?
Was it Taylor Swift?
Okay. No, he invited her.
So it wasn't Taylor Swift.
It's a clam bake at Taylor Swift. Isn't it?
There's penis at Taylor Swift.
Okay.
There is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Guys like Taylor Swift. Of the you're right though. It's mostly women, but okay. Of the friends in this story, there are. I don't know that we care about all these.
I don't. Okay. Whatever. You're reading it, though. Just
Barbie, 25 female. Ken, 25 male. And Alan, 25 female.
I don't know if those names are real.
Alan is female? Probably
sure.
not. Barbie, Ken, and Alan. Yeah, probably not. Oh, man, I didn't even realize that. Obviously, all fake names. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not creative. Wow, okay, that went over my head.
Yep.
Now, Barbie and Alan were dating up until a few weeks ago for about 5 years. Alan and Ken have been friends much longer, but they're all part of one large friend group. We all meet up at Brad's place ahead of the show, a bit of pre-gaming, getting to know each other, as this is my first time meeting any of them in person. Barbie is friendly, drunk, and overly touchy, but overall nice. Ken is just a dude, a bit blasé, moderately funny. As we move forward with chatting, getting to know each other, Barbie is increasingly physical with Ken until she's practically in his lap on the couch. Alan steps away to talk with Brad for a while, clearly upset by Barbie's blatant flirting with Ken. At the concert, Barbie is even more drunk. At some point, she needs air, so she turns and whispers to Brad, and then Brad tells me to go outside with her. Wow, this sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds awful. I feel bad for the person writing this right now.
Yeah, this is rough. While we're outside, Barbie tells me about how she was mistreated by Alan during the relationship and just generally badmouths him. She then proceeds to tell me that she and Ken are secretly dating.
Aww.
She insists that I do not tell Brad or Alan and explains how she's so glad she finally had someone to tell because she was dying to share her secret.
Don't tell a random person you don't know.
You just met her, dude.
Oh,
she's drunk is the problem.
Yep.
I'm uncomfortable with this.
You're so amazing. You're like my best friend.
You're Lola right now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, me drunk is Lola.
I'm uncomfortable with this. I don't like being told to lie to my new boyfriend by one of his closest friends. I don't like that I've been dragged into drama that I was previously not a part of.
Absolutely. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. At some point later, Brad needs some air, and the first thing I say to him is that Barbie told me some things that she didn't want me to tell him, and he has to promise not to give away the fact that I told him. I told him everything she said and basically confirmed his suspicions that Barbie and Ken were an item. Later on, he expresses how he is bothered by the fact that Barbie not only asked me to lie to him, but at the fact that she made me uncomfortable by doing so. He was still slightly upset about it the next morning.
Well, that's supportive.
I want to build a relationship with all of his friends, and I feel like I've already violated Barbie's trust. No. I feel like I'm the asshole because I agreed not to tell, and that was the first thing I did.
Not the asshole. She did violate Barbie's trust, but here's the thing. Like, Barbie's fucking popping off. Trust is a thing that you build.
Yeah.
You don't assume it with everybody.
Yeah.
And so if you want there to be trust in a relationship, don't drunkenly tell somebody your deepest, darkest secrets. Also, I get this person's, like, they're 25.
Yeah.
This is a very particular phase in your life where you're fresh out of college. I'm assuming college educated with the use of blasé, right? But, like, you're fresh out of school. Maybe you're early working. They're going to a concert. You're drinking. These are your old college buddies or the friends you've had for a while. A lot of these friend groups grow apart.
Yeah.
A lot of these friends groups have giant schisms and cracks in them that are growing that you don't really start to see. And then in 4 to 5 years, they're never going to talk to each other again.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that this lady drunkenly told her all this crap is, like, not her problem. Her telling her boyfriend is the reasonable thing to do in that situation because you aren't required to be complicit in somebody else's lie. I think it's hard. We've talked about that. Maybe there's a different, am I the asshole or something? I don't remember what we were talking about, but it's like do you, oh, I know what you were talking about. I can't say it here, but you don't always want to be the person to be like, this person told me this, everybody, because then you're going to be potentially be the enemy, even if what you're sharing is truth that should be shared. But that doesn't make it wrong to do that. It just means people are going to treat you like you're wrong for doing it. So I think she's not the asshole. She's not wrong for saying anything.
Yeah.
And she's the victim in this situation.
Yeah.
This whole thing's fucked.
I think so too. I don't think Barbie should have told her. Also, like, Barbie, people probably know, dude. Yeah, all over Ken. Okay?
I know, yeah.
Like, people know.
Well, she used to date Alan,
yeah,
but they're not even dating anymore. So who the fuck
They're
cares?
in the same friend group, man.
I know, I get it. And there's, like, don't date your friend's exes thing.
Yeah.
But
I would be mad.
Well, of course, but like, that's her shit. That's not the person's posting this shit. Like, she's fine,
Yeah, I agree.
I get the fear of not wanting to be ostracized by her friend group because for exactly the reason I said.
Yeah.
If that gets out that she said it and she ratted her out, then suddenly she's the asshole. Nobody wants to hang around her because she's just blurting. No, she's fine, even if she doesn't get treated fine.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks.
Yeah. It's just an awful position to put someone in, to have to lie to their partner.
We've been in that position where we've had to lie for people, and I hated it, and I'm glad I'm not in that position anymore.
It's a lot harder, too. Like, I had a situation where it was, like, my closest friend, and I was friends with her and her partner, and she told me something that meant that I had to not say anything to her partner for an extended period of time when I was supposed to be friends with both of them, and that situation was incredibly uncomfortable.
Friends shouldn't put friends in positions like that. You're not a friend if you are. Yeah. You're not acting like a friend anyway.
Especially if you meaningfully do it. Like, it was, for me, it was something I didn't need to know. Like, I never would have found out. Like,
it doesn't even matter for you.
It felt like it relieved some of her burden to tell me.
Exact same situation. I was dying to tell somebody.
Yeah, like, I just had to tell you, but then it just put it on me, and that wasn't fair. I wasn't part of it. Yeah. And it feels, this feels like that. Similar. Yeah. Only this girl was not friends with Barbie at all. So then you have no allegiance to that person.
It's
like,
a drunk thing.
No responsibility to hold a secret for someone that you don't know over telling your partner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the
asshole.
Gavel.
Maybe one more if we're going to go quick.
Oh, how about this one?
Yes.
Am I the asshole? It's another Christmas-themed one.
Perfect. We're going to end on a Christmas-themed one.
And it's a short one. Okay, this is by Cross de Solo. Am I the asshole for not wanting to split Christmas Eve evenly with my wife's family? I don't know what this means, but we're about to find out. Do you have any immediate feelings? No.
I mean, I see what that word says right there, but we'll see.
Every year we spend Christmas Eve with my mom, aunt, and cousins. It used to be that we would get there at 5 p.m. and stay till 11 p.m. Great Christmas Eve. That's awesome. Good tradition. Then I got married and had kids. Now my wife wants them to spend time at her family on Christmas Eve as well. It's called Noche Buena and her family, and we never used to go before we were married. Oh, well, okay. I mean, you're married now.
You're married now, bro.
Right. Last year, we went to my mom's from 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., 5.5 hours, totally reasonable, and then went to her family's house until 9 p.m.
It sounds like they all live in the same area.
Great.
Fine.
This year, we had a second child, and now and now my wife wants us to only spend 4 hours at my mom's house, so 1 to 5 p.m., and then 6 to 9 p.m.
Even split.
Well, that isn't even, is it? It's still more time.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Now we can't sit down for dinner together like we used to at my mom's.
You can't eat dinner in 4 hours?
It's your problem, dude.
Okay, now the mother-in-law.
She says that it's not fair, and she doesn't want the two babies to stay out past like 9:30 p.m. at the latest. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Also, she's having a 9 a.m. breakfast for everyone at our house for anyone who can make it from either family.
That sounds great.
Absolutely.
She's wonderful. So reasonable.
Yeah, your wife is awesome.
Yeah, dude, your wife kills, man.
She's mad at me because she says I'm not listening. I told her I am listening. No, I just don't agree with what you're saying.
Oh.
In my opinion, Noche Buena is a nighttime thing. If she wants to stay even later, the kids can knock out at her family's house. She doesn't want that. Also, my family lives 1 hour from us. Her family is 10 minutes away. We spend less time with my family than hers overall. Am I the asshole? I told her the earliest we can leave is 5:45 p.m. Okay, dude.
The great stand. I'm putting my foot down.
45 minutes. That 5:45 is important.
I hear what he's saying at the very end where he's like, 2 hours of this is drive time is basically what he said. So you're spending 2 hours over there and then about 2 hours at the other place. At the end of the day, it's about 50-50. And I get that it's not purely because of drive time, but it's pretty close.
It's still more time with his family.
Also, well, not if it's all drive. Not 2 hours. Well, no,
because they would leave at noon, get to his parents at 1, and then leave his parents at 5, get to the other one at 6. I think is what they're saying.
In which case, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, no, seriously, he's the asshole. Which is what everybody agreed with. I don't even know what to say. Like, it doesn't seem unreasonable because also at the end of the evening, unless you're night people. Which when you've got kids and stuff, you're not
really
probably
tired. Yeah,
like you're not going to have the same quality of time, and she also has less of it than in the evening.
Yeah.
So like even if it is evenly split, you're like kind of winding down after a long day. It's Christmas Eve, and everybody lives nearby. I don't know why. I don't know that they have to have it set up that way, but it's the way she wants to do it, and it's not hurting anybody. Why not?
Yeah, I think he seems to be upset that they have kids, number one, because he says they used to stay out till 11 p.m. They're not doing that anymore. So it's almost like he's mad that they have children. That need to be in bed, and his wife is being more careful about making sure the kids are in bed, you know, like,
and he's being a hands-off dad.
Yeah. Like, well, I don't know if he's being a hands-off dad, but
that's what it sounds. I didn't say he's a deadbeat or anything, but she's thinking more about it.
She's thinking more about the kids than he is, for sure. And then it sounds like he's being a little bratty because they used to every time do what he and his family wanted to do, and now he has to compromise.
He's not the biggest asshole in the world. He needs to stop with the I'm putting my foot down. I told her I'm listening. I just don't agree. Well, I mean that's not totally unfair. You can disagree.
Over 45 minutes. You're already spending 4 hours with your family. Just make that 4 hours good quality time.
You can't eat dinner in the 4 hours. Just
maybe they serve it later. Like he could have a big family.
You don't have to.
But he could have a big family, and they could not be making accommodations specifically for him and his family.
And that would suck.
You know?
That's kind of a messy situation. I would say he's still the asshole, but not a huge asshole. That's like a work on it kind of thing.
I think it's reasonable that he would be upset about it. Like, he would feel sad about...
Oh, I'm missing out on the Christmas night dinner.
We used to do this. Like, we can't do it anymore, whatever. But, like, you got a wife and kids now, so also, you got to compromise.
Unless her family sucks, you have 2 families. Like, it's kind of great in a way because you get to spend more time with more people. You could look at it that way, or you could look at it as the I'm losing something here way instead of gaining something.
Yeah.
Like, because then he could have dinner with his wife's family. Well, maybe they don't get along as well, but work on it. I don't know.
Yeah. In this situation, he's the asshole.
We don't know enough, honestly, to be like...
Well, we never know enough. But based on what they've given us, he needs to not put the 540... They're already spending more time with his family.
Yeah.
Just deal.
Just deal,
dude. Split the time. Let your kids go to bed at a normal hour and split the time so that your wife can see her family.
Agree.
Oh, this is funny. My favorite saying, this is a 34-year plus tradition. Who wants to bet he's 34?
I know.
And then someone goes, he's left multiple comments on other posts where he mentions being 34.
Oh, God. Too much trying to flex here.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm now married with 2 kids. Why is my life not identical to how it was before my marriage? Why?
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's okay to be disappointed about it. What it's not okay to do is, like, put that as a problem on your wife. Like, you got to deal with that yourself. Yeah. Deal with your disappointment. You're an adult. You can handle it, I'm sure. If you enjoyed this, please press the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more of this.
I would love to hear what your opinions were on like who the assholes were.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? We're idiots. We're not experts. We don't know. We're just married. That's it.
Yeah.
It's our only qualification.
Yeah.
You know? You want me to wrap it up, I can tell.
No, I don't know if there's going to be something else. You got 48 seconds.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. And then I got it knocked. And I started going,
ridiculous.
Oh, that was a tearjerker.
Hey, we're going to go on a cruise this summer. You should come with us.